When we first saw the video yesterday, we were overwhelmed, of course, by the power of this wave, and there were several waves that hit Phuket. It crashed down in the Thai resort, destroyed anything in its path, killed indiscriminately. You know, one of the realities of a disaster like this, whether it's a hurricane or anything like this, is that it doesn't really discriminate. The young are killed, so are the old, the rich, and the poor. We're trying to bring you in this special 2-hour edition of 360 as many stories of survival as we can. So add this one to the list. A supermodel was in Phuket when the tsunami hit. Adore Udoji has her story of survival.
Good.
Petra Nemcova, a 25-year-old supermodel with a hectic schedule.
That's a lovely show.
Making magazine covers like Sports Illustrated in 2003.
Thank you.
Sometimes working with her boyfriend of 2 years, British fashion photographer Simon Attlee. This, a 2005 calendar they shot together.
Bingo.
They'd been working so hard, she surprised Attlee with a trip to Thailand's renowned resort haven of Phuket. She told the head of her modeling agency they were relaxing inside when the tsunami horror began.
She heard the kids screaming. She went to see what was going on because she was so concerned about the kids. And as she went to see what was going on, the wave hit her bungalow and it washed it away.
Nemcova and Attlee grabbed onto a palm tree as the ocean, debris, and bodies rushed by. In an instant, she told friends Attlee was swept away. She held on for 8 hours despite major injuries.
She's got a broken pelvis. She's got some shattered bones in her hip.
But more than anything, says her longtime friend Jameson Ernest, who helped track her down in a Thai hospital, Nemcova's desperate to find Attlee.
My biggest concern right now is that whatever way anybody can to help identify Simon or find Simon, you know, at her website, there's people on it 24 hours a day right now.
Nemcova's sister immediately jumped on a plane from New York to Thailand, enormously relieved. They're all praying Attlee is somewhere recovering too. Adore Udoji, CNN, New York.
When 360 returns.
Hello, everyone. I'm Dana Devins.
And I'm Mark McGrath. Let's get right to our top story. Here's Jerry Penacoli.
The face known the world over for breathtaking photos like these has now become a face of the world's worst natural disaster in memory. Supermodel Petra Nemcova is a lucky survivor. After clinging to a palm tree for an incredible 8 hours with a broken pelvis and a shattered hip, she was finally rescued from the tsunami-torn beach in Thailand where she was vacationing. Now, as the death toll mounts to unfathomable numbers, Nemcova is in a Thai hospital waiting for word about her missing boyfriend, Simon Attlee, who she hasn't seen since he was swept out to sea.
Everything that can be done is being done to look for Simon.
Friend and co-president of Next Models, Faith Cates, spoke to Petra just hours after her rescue.
She was in her bungalow with her boyfriend, and all of a sudden she heard children screaming, and they went to go look to see what was happening, and as they went to go look, the water just came on top of the bungalow.
Petra, a Sports Illustrated and Victoria's Secret model, has been a friend to Extra for many years. From her hospital bed last night, Petra relived the horror to the New York Daily News, saying, quote, "Kids were screaming all over the place, screaming, help, help. And after a few minutes, you didn't hear the kids anymore."
Physically, she's going to be okay. I think mentally it's very, very difficult for her because she saw all these people they were screaming 1 second and they were gone the next second.
Petra watched in agony as her photographer boyfriend of 2 years, Simon Attlee, was swallowed by the churning waters. She told the Daily News, quote, "It was horrible. I'm very lucky, but I can't find Simon." Petra was supposed to come home to celebrate her new 2005 calendar, which was shot by Attlee, and to help launch a new Sports Illustrated reality show on NBC. But now, in a flash, her reality has changed forever. And of course, our thoughts are with all of the victims of this tragedy, and we wish Petra a very speedy recovery.
And coming up in this half hour, most Americans didn't personally know anyone involved in Asia's devastating tsunami, but most do know of supermodel Petra Nemcova. She was with her boyfriend, fashion photographer Simon Attlee, in a resort in Thailand when that tsunami struck. She was able to survive, but her boyfriend is still missing. We'll get the latest on her condition coming up in just a couple of minutes.
We'll toss it to you.
All right, Scene, thank you very much. Supermodel Petra Nemcova was one of the survivors of that tsunami that struck Southeast Asia over the weekend. She and her boyfriend, Simon Attlee, were vacationing in Thailand when the tsunami struck. Nemcova is recuperating in a hospital in Thailand, but her boyfriend remains missing. Faith Cates is Petra's agent. Faith, good morning. Good to see you.
Good morning.
You've spoken to Petra. I know you talked to her on Monday, and you spoke to her sister who arrived in Thailand this morning. What's her condition?
Well, she's very, very bruised and beaten up. She's got a broken pelvis. She has some broken bones in her hip. No internal injuries, thank God. But it's going to be a hard, long road of mentally. It's very, very difficult for her right now.
I'll talk to you about her emotional state in a second. What did she say happened? I mean, I know they were vacationing. Where were they when this tsunami hit?
They were in their room. They were in a bungalow on the beach, and as they heard children and all these children screaming, and as they got up to see what was going on outside the bungalow, they stood up, and the water just came and took both her and Simon away.
So, in other words, it swept them both out of the room. Was the bungalow destroyed?
The bungalow was completely destroyed.
She was separated immediately from Simon?
Immediately from Simon, and she said, by the luck of God, she wound up holding onto a tree.
And not only holding onto a tree, but from what I understand, she held onto that tree for a long time.
For 8 hours.
8 hours with a broken pelvis and other injuries as well. Did anyone see Simon after that?
No one's seen Simon. Petra said that as soon as the water hit, they were completely separated, and she wound up on this tree, and she never saw him again. She just saw bodies floating by.
How long have they been dating?
2 years.
And he's a British fashion photographer, we should mention. How long was it? 8 hours she was clinging to that tree. How was she then rescued?
Well, what happened was some people knew that Petra was at this hotel, and they made their way over there, and the only person that they found on the beach was Petra.
So she was the only one left of the people who had been staying at this hotel,
Yes.
Basically the only survivor.
Yes.
So she was on the tree for 8 hours. Where was she taken?
Initially, she was taken to a local hotel right around Phuket, and then we had her moved to a hotel in another city.
And is she able to be transferred now, or is she going to have to be in that particular hospital for some time in the future?
Well, we're going to make a decision in the next 24 to 48 hours what's going to happen. Right now, she's in this hospital and she's resting. Since her injuries aren't life-threatening, she really wants to stay there. She wants to hopefully find Simon.
And let's talk about that aspect of this. I understand, and reading in the local papers, and I'm not sure how much of this I can actually believe, but that she has been calling out for Simon and asking anyone about Simon's whereabouts. Is she sedated? Is she on medication?
She's on medication. She's not sedated. She's on pain medication. But every time she's spoken to somebody in our sort of immediate circle, the one thing she's asked for is that everyone look for Simon. We've put up a website on petranemcova.org with pictures of Simon. We've sent the picture everywhere you could possibly send it. She just wants to find Simon.
Well, we've met her. She's been on this show a couple of times, and she seems like a tough young lady. So she's going to need the thoughts and prayers of a lot of people to get through this, and of course our best to her and her family, and you know, if people want to find out more, they can go to that website, and hopefully, you know, by the grace of God, something positive will turn up with Simon and so many of the other people who were in that area at the time. It's really amazing that she managed to survive.
It's beyond. I mean, I think that positive thinking is something that Petra really believes in, and I think that all that positive energy really is what really took her through this.
All right, Faith Cates. Faith, thanks very much for telling
Thank
us.
you.
We appreciate it. It's 8 minutes after the hour. We'll be back with indelible images from the aftermath of that tsunami. We'll also look at how this tragic event compares to other natural disasters of the past right after these messages.
Missed.
Meanwhile, Jan, the death toll continues to rise after that devastating earthquake and tsunami that struck southern Asia. More than 80,000 are now known to have perished, but there are remarkable survival stories that have emerged, and we have the latest on the supermodel who cheated death.
Today, Petra Nemcova is reportedly on a morphine drip in a Thai hospital as she recovers from a broken pelvis and shattered hip bones. The Sports Illustrated and Victoria's Secret model clung to a tree for 8 hours after the killer wave hit her beach bungalow in Phuket. Her boyfriend, photographer Simon Attlee, is still missing. Today on Fox and Friends, Petra's modeling rep related what Petra said about her brush with death.
She said the wave was like concrete coming at her, and it was so strong that she doesn't even know what happened. All she knows is she was holding on to this tree and just hoping.
What's up, everybody? Welcome to Extra.
Well, it is the last known video of supermodel survivor Petra Nemcova and her lost boyfriend Simon Atlee.
Petra's friend has brought the tape straight to Extra.
That, along with heartbreaking new details about their doomed trip to the tsunami zone. Here's Jerry Pinicoli.
It's exclusive, never-before-seen footage of Petra Nemcova's last known walk down the runway before nearly being killed in that horror tsunami. And right here in the very front row, you can see the supermodel's missing photographer boyfriend, Simon Atlee, the man who shot her new 2005 calendar.
We actually had dinner the night before her and Simon left for their trip.
This poignant videotape was brought to Extra by New York fashion designer Jamison Ernest, who gave Petra one of her first American modeling jobs 4 years ago.
Aside from beautiful, she's amazing and such a kind and gentle and genuinely sensitive person.
The video shows Petra modeling Jamison's Yellow Fever clothing line. And the designer, now one of Petra's closest friends, also revealed to Extra the untold story behind her brush with death in disaster-ravaged Thailand.
She wanted to give him a gift and go to Thailand and just have them spend a couple of weeks alone.
But it came to a sudden and tragic end when their beachfront bungalow was hit by giant tsunami waves, leaving a seriously injured Petra desperately clinging to a palm tree and life for 8 hours.
The waves smashed into their place and just completely ripped through everything and had them washing around inside of the place first. As it dragged them out, that's the last time she saw Simon.
But Jamison, who speaks to Petra each night by phone, says the Sports Illustrated and Victoria's Secret pinup still has hope.
Hope he'll be found, and there's hope that he's, maybe in a hospital somewhere and, people don't know who he is.
Meanwhile, Petra's recovering in a Thai hospital from a broken pelvis and internal injuries. Weak, but determined.
Confident that she'll be able to walk again and function normally. I don't think she's ever prepared for the worst. I think she's always hoping for the best, and if the worst comes, she'll make the best out of it. And that's what makes Petra Petra.
Petra will be airlifted from Thailand to the Czech Republic. She hopes to be home by Monday.